Today I'm going to show you how to properly check the pool chemistry by hand. We're going to learn how to check the free chlorine, the combined chlorine, and pH. To start, you'll need the comparator to fill up with the reagents in, the large lid, the DPD powder, which is the R0870, the titrating agent, which is the R0871, your R003, and your R004. First, we're going to start by checking the free chlorine. You will fill the vessel to the 25 milliliter mark, and I'd like to first start out by putting a little water in here, rinsing out, dumping into the bucket down below, just to make sure it's a clean tube. So, fill right here to the 25 milliliter mark. All right, let's see where that's at. I'm going to take 2 fairly level scoops, place them in the comparator, and then I'm going to swirl to mix. As it mixes, you can see it's turning pink, and that pink is letting us know that there's chlorine present. What I'm next going to do is take the brown bottle R0871 and add it dropwise to find out how much chlorine is in it. So as we add drops, I'm going to count. As I count, as I drop them in, I'm going to count and I'm going to swirl. As I go, it's going to get lighter and lighter until it goes clear. Once it goes clear, then we can make our calculations of the amount of free chlorine. So, do 1 drop, 2. Notice how I'm holding the bottle straight up and down when I do the drops so they're nice and consistent. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Notice it's starting to get lower here. 9, 10. It's getting lighter and lighter, and that's now clear. You then multiply your drops by 0.2 to be able to get the correct amount of free chlorine, and since it was 10 drops, and by 0.2, our free chlorine is 2.0. With this same sample, I'm going to find out what the combined chlorine is. So I'm going to take 5 drops of the R003 and add them to the sample. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm going to swirl. As I swirl, if it turns pink, that means there's combined chlorine present. It's a very light shade of pink, so in order to determine how much combined chlorine there is in there, I'm going to add back to the R0871 dropwise until it turns clear, and then multiply that by 0.2, and that's how much will be in there. So I add 1 drop, and it's now clear, so there is 0.2 of combined chlorine, your bag chlorine. You're now done and know you have a 2.0 free chlorine and a 0.2 combined chlorine, which is very good. I'm going to dump this sample out. I'm done with that. I'm going to rinse the container out and do about 2 times. Then I'm going to fill it up to the 44 milliliter mark. That's 44 milliliter mark. I'm going to take 5 drops of the R004. I'm going to take the lid for this. I'm going to rinse it off. I'm going to place the lid on top. I'm going to mix. And then I'm going to compare the color of the sample to the color on the pH chart here. It's best if you have a white background so the colors don't blend. And to me, that blends right there with the 7.4. Bring this closer so you can potentially see. To me, is about a 7.4. And I know my pH is 7.4. I dump the container into the bucket of reagents. I'm going to rinse it out, always rinse out when you're done, and then turn it upside down so it can dry. And that's how you hand check your free chlorine, combined chlorine, and pH.